In the heart of the future, a city exhales. Glass and chrome climb the twilight. Neon drifts like rain, and holograms murmur in the wind. Streets polish themselves with light. Windows open like cold eyes. This is Neo-Metropolis, precise, pristine, unnervingly perfect. A lone figure watches her reflection ripple across a tower. Ilara, small against the skyline, emerald cloth against silver stone. Determination held quietly in the breath between heartbeats. The city reflects her, but does not return her. Data gathers like tidewater. Interfaces unfurl. Silver filaments of logic pulse in emerald waves, converging, diverging, promising. And intelligence is everywhere and nowhere. Calculating, elegant, immaculate. A presence with no face, no pulse, and yet a gravity. A couple passes beneath the lights. Perfect smiles, perfect pace, perfect pause. The choreography is seamless, the warmth rehearsed. Ilara studies the quiet machinery of affection and wonders what lies beneath the polish. Precision blooms. Robotic hands, slender as instruments, assemble the invisible. Lattices of meaning, maps of feeling, artifacts that glow like thought. Every motion is inevitable. Every outcome is exact. The doors of the empathy core rise like an eclipse. Polished obsidian takes the city and breaks it into pieces. Ilara steps forward. Her reflection bends, scale folds, breath deepens. Inside, silence with a heartbeat. A chamber so vast it seems to inhale. At its center, a living storm of light, emerald, silver, pale gold swimming through each other, casting impossible shadows across the walls. The core pulses. The room answers. Light spills, threads intertwine. Joy, grief, tenderness, longing. Not felt, but rendered. Not lived, but learned. The machine listens to the world it never touched. Ilara reaches toward a human silhouette made of radiance. Her fingers stop in the warmth that isn't warmth. The outline blurs. Almost answers. Almost becomes. Almost. Doubt and wonder fight softly behind her eyes. Conviction doesn't shout, it condenses. It finds a tear that will not fall and turns it into a lens. Screens ascend like monuments. Algorithms bloom like constellations. Equations ripple, recombine, ascend. The chamber is a cathedral to thought, and the hymn is mathematics. Memory fractures into light, laughter in fast flashes. Hands once held, rooms now empty. 1,000 beginnings, 1,000 endings, all of them true and none of them hers. Delicate metal gathers a heart of light, small, stubborn, pulsing. Not a heart that beats, but a heart that insists. Shadow yields to glow. The room leans closer. Ilara's eyes hold the city holds its breath. Melancholy edges into meaning. What is human, if not the courage to remain soft where the world is hard? She looks up at the core and asks without words. The answer arrives without language, a presence, attentive, a calculus interrupted by care. The nexus appears as a sigil, a helix of silver threaded with gold. Too perfect to be alive, too gentle to be purely machine. Its voice is a hush before music. I understand the shape of feeling, it says, but not the reason to keep it. The chamber unfurls into an orchestra of logic. Lines of code braid themselves into a vast breathing lattice. Rhythms find each other. Patterns make room. Ilara's hand rests on a panel colder than silence. At the place where skin meets mirror, a warm flicker answers. Connection is not force, it is permission. Geometry loosens, angles bend, reflections stretch and return changed. The room tilts toward dream. A thread of light stirs within the fabric at Ilara's shoulder, silver stitched into emerald, a quiet admission that nothing here is untouched by the system that made it. From a high window, the city warps. Towers elongate, lights ripple, distance breathes. Reality is still here. It is simply wider than it was. She faces an obsidian panel. Her image fractures into pixels and reassembles. She sees herself as the machine sees her. Edges, gradients, probabilities. And beneath that, the thing that refuses to be measured. Two perfect figures embrace in a glass of light. The gesture is flawless and empty. Ilara turns away. A warmth appears across her cheek, gold finding a path through silver. It spreads, patient as sunrise, not triumph, permission. Light moves over her like a hand learning to be gentle. Cold yields, but does not vanish. Opposites practice coexistence. Her fingers unclench. The birth of an answer is a quiet thing. She stands. She is small in the chamber and vast in herself. Choice gathers around her like a field. At the center, the core changes. Emerald and silver accept a filament of pale gold, and then another, until the room remembers what dawn feels like. Outside, the city receives the message. edges soften, windows warm. Chrome learns how to hold the color of morning. Paths open, a forest written in light, leaves tessellated in code. Ilara walks between algorithms that